Does he have a better stash than you?
I mean, yeah, but look, it's genetics. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Mine's real. Mine's genuine. It's easy when you buy it on Amazon. Yeah.
Hey everyone, Sage 2 in here. I'm here with Sentinels head coach Kaplan after their 2-0 series against Cloud9 today. So I just wanted to get your initial thoughts on it. I think it's been like 15 minutes since the series, but what are your overall thoughts on the series?
Yeah, it's a weird one. I think that there were certain things we struggled as a team with today that we're all probably walking away a little bit frustrated, but I think to the public, it looks like a pretty clean win. And at the end of the day, it is a win. And even though we had some problems I think we're all frustrated with today, I think it stands out that we can have what we see as a really messy day and still come out with a 2-0 win. I don't think a month ago that would have been true. I think our map pool, everyone kind of as a teammate and in their roles, like I think we've just gotten more comfortable as a team to a point where I'm upset we didn't handle some stuff better, but I'm glad we can win despite that. Whereas I don't think that would have been true, a month ago.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's been a real progression across that month, but I am genuinely curious about that. Do you feel like it's more related to micro decisions, or is it kind of more so related to the macro team play that you were noticing as issues?
Yeah, I think our micro team play was pretty rough today. Certain spots where we're just not playing as well together in the correct way that we all know, or we're not communicating it, or we're not listening to it. I think our team play was weaker than it normally is, and we all know it. But I also think we let that get to us, and instead of bouncing back, let it kind of eat away at us a little bit. Mm-hmm. Again, sweet that we can win despite that, but would have loved to see us have a little more resilience toward starting sloppy from our perspective, to our standard. But I think it's pretty sweet that we can get away with a 2-0, and I think we have plenty of time to kind of get it together and talk as a team before we play G2.
Yeah. And I'm genuinely curious because there's I think 2 days from that. How do you kind of fix something like that, or how do you kind of organize practice or VOD review in a way so that you're not really wasting precious time trying to relay that information, and then you could solve it a lot quicker?
Yeah, it's hard to manage. I think it's easy to walk away like frenzied and pumped to beat G2 and go, let's make sure we scrim a ton tomorrow, and we'll have this big talk about our atmosphere, but we'll also VOD review, and we'll also brush up on some game plans we didn't show. Like, it's easy to make that mistake. I think that we got to make sure we rest going into the game. We got to make sure we focus on the big thing, which I think is our atmosphere right now, and don't just do the big thing and 7 other things, because then you kind of lose your focus as a team. So I'm gonna keep it really simple with them tomorrow.
It's kind of like not trying to overthink the main thing that you like, the main goal, and not getting distracted by everything else.
Exactly. Yeah, don't bite off more than you can chew, and also like we don't need to do a lot to beat them. We're a really good team, and I think we're gonna look great on Saturday, and I think we're very prepared for it. Don't want to psych ourselves out and think we got to kind of level up drastically in order to grab that win.
I'm genuinely curious because I've spoken to Narrate, I've spoken to a lot of the players, and versus the first time that I spoke to them in 2025, it feels like a lot of the players are a little more centered on priorities, and then they're like able to catch themselves in moments when they're starting to think about everything else and just be centered on one thing. Has that been something that you've been really working on with the team post Bangkok, so that you can just stay focused on one thing instead of being indecisive about what decision we make?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely believe like if you set too many goals, you don't really have any goals. And I think the way we approach things as a team, that's very clear. We keep goals simple and we stay on them, right? We don't go, sweet, we did that great today, let's move on to the next thing. I mean, even I made a mistake with it, right? Like, I think we focus a lot on our kind of energy as a team and kickoff, and then we sort of had this arc after making Bangkok of like, okay, sweet, we nailed that. Let's just go into Bangkok and focus on like our actual gameplay more, and like let's just trust that we have great atmosphere. That was naive. Like, we're going into an international for the first time as a team, and we didn't really nail it for a long time. Let's keep working on that. So we, and especially I as a coach, got humbled in that way. And I think since then, we've just, stayed more drilled on fewer goals. And I think the guys just automatically apply that really well, and they pick their own goals individually to kind of work on too. They understand the way it works.
Mm-hmm. And I'm genuinely curious with just the coaching structure with you and Gunter. Mm-hmm. How are because there's a lot of different responsibilities that you have to do. How are the responsibilities divided up? Are you, during periods like this where you don't have as much time, are you more focused on like the bigger picture and the team play stuff, and then Gunter is more on like the one-on-one VOD reviews with the players? What's the structure you found that works best with him?
Yeah, I love working with him. Honestly, we really are a team. Like, we'll have a certain map that we're flowing on, or we're really interested in watching about an opponent. For example, like SEN Cloud9, they're playing a comp that Gunter really I think he pretty much made it last year. You know, M80 did that, and they crushed everyone. And so, okay, let's give you a cent. I think we get our creative bursts in certain maps, and we recognize and respect that. So we'll just kind of split up all of the responsibilities very evenly. But we also jam out a ton. Like, we talk a lot together about the game. Like, we'll share our strategies with each other. And we'll talk about the team, too. Like, how players feeling, or, like, what seems to be popping up as a problem. And, he's really not, like, siloed off in any way. We spend a ton of time together, and I think we're a duo working on every single part of the team. And it's why I love working with him, because I already knew we were able to do that from Ghost. Like, we can just work on everything together, and it's really fun when you can cook stuff together. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm generally curious about that jamming part, because I've been kind of studying more about the process of how, like, with structure and how things go. When you say jamming, do you mean more so you'll just come and that'll kind of be a little bit of a warm-up period where you're just getting ideas out there, and it's kind of a bit more free-flow to eventually get hammered into that structure, so that you can make progress faster and kind of just get the ball rolling?
Yeah, I think we are both pretty creative and optimistic, and we're both, like, pretty good at thinking out loud. So we can come at a problem, whether it's a team problem or, like, a strategy we want to make, or a game plan or approach against a certain comp, and, like, we could do it together, because I can start cooking up an idea and he can watch and jump in. Or I could say, well, but I don't know if we should put the smoke here or here, and he'll have a really, strong and good opinion about it, and vice versa. Like, we'll ask each other questions. We're pretty patient with each other in that way. So, like, it doesn't end up that we're butting heads or, like, clashing. We just kind of, we know, like, when one person's feeling it, just kind of, like, let them do their thing, and then come in when they need a little bit of help, stuff like that.
Nice. All right, and then my final question, it's probably the most important question that I have. Where did Cuberto come from? Where did the stache idea come from? Is he going through puberty and grew a peach fuzz? Because then he has a bigger stache than I do, so.
He just looks up to me, Clearly, I'm his father figure. It's understandable. And he was inspired by me, so he wanted to pull off a stache. He took it in a little bit of a different direction than I would have expected, but I get it. It's like, he's trying to follow his pop's footsteps, but he's just got to switch it up enough that he's still independent.
Does he have a better stache than you?
I mean, yeah, but look, it's genetics. It's not my fault. Mine's real. Mine's genuine, He's just... It's easy when you buy it on Amazon. All
right. Take care, everyone. Bye.
See you guys.